Hi, welcome to my channel Raghuvanand sir. In the finance series, to continue, I'll be taking you through a concept which is called the currency swaps. I want to tell you what is the textual definition of the term currency swap, and it may sound a little boring. I'll explain that, and after that, I will give you a small story kind of a thing. The moment I do the narration of that, I'm sure you'll be able to understand the concept of currency swaps. We'll move to the whiteboard. The meaning of currency swap is something like this. It is a foreign exchange agreement. So the moment we talk about currency swap, we should understand that there is a multiple currency that is involved, and it is between two companies, two institutions to exchange the principal, interest and payment of a loan of one currency for an equal aspect of loan and interest payment of other currency. So we are talking about a foreign exchange transaction. We are talking about two parties who are involved in it, and we are talking about the currencies which are getting exchanged, one currency to another that's getting exchanged, etc. Currency swaps is a very common phenomenon between the companies, and the most noteworthy point there is it need not be mentioned in the balance sheet. I'll now give you an example. Okay, there is a company, let us say Universal Pharma Limited. It's an Indian company incorporated with its head office in Mumbai. Now, this company has a subsidiary company in the United States. It is called Unipharma Incorporated, and that is incorporated in USA. So there is an Indian company, all right, in India, and then it has a subsidiary which is in the United States of America. Now, same way, there is a company called American Technology Limited incorporated in California, USA. They have an Indian subsidiary which is called Ameritech Limited, which is in Mumbai. All right, so I'm talking about an Indian company that has a subsidiary in the United States and an American company that has a subsidiary in India. Now we'll take a very simple example. Now this Indian subsidiary which is in United States, all right, now let us say they require about say 10,000 USD. So there is a loan requirement to the extent of $10,000, and the American company that has an offshoot in India, that has a subsidiary in India, they also have a requirement 7,50,000 rupees. Okay. Now I have roughly taken the exchange rate something like this. 1 American dollar is equal to 75 rupees. So please look at the requirement. Here the requirement is 10,000 US dollars, and here it is 7,50,000 rupees. Now I'm sure all of you can understand 10,000 American dollars at this exchange rate of 1 USD 75 INR, 10,000 US dollars is equal to 7,50,000 Indian national rupees. I'm just giving you an example, right? So now the amounts are looking different here, 10,000 and 7,50,000, but the value is same. Now the companies wants to raise a loan. So Universal Pharma in Mumbai in India, they can raise a loan at the rate of 14% interest per annum, and the same thing in America, if they want to raise, they can raise it at the rate of 10% per annum. Okay, and American Technology Limited in California, they can raise a loan at 8% interest per annum, and American subsidiary which is in Mumbai can also raise this. Let's assume they'll be able to raise it at 16% per annum. Now let's come to this. Now Universal Pharma has two options. What are the two options? One is they can raise a loan here at 14% and subsequently transfer that here. While you are doing that, you are exposing yourself to something called as exchange risk and things like that, which they would want to avoid. And same thing here, American Technology can raise it at 8% and transfer it here. And again, there is that exchange risk and all that. Now, how do these companies, basically I'm talking about the American Pharma Limited in Bombay and American Technology, Universal Pharma in Bombay and American Technology. How is that they will try to avoid the currency risks in this case? Now, what do they do? How do they do anything called currency swap is something like this. Now, these two will come to a kind of an understanding. Okay. So there will be a swap agreement that takes place between the primary companies, that is American Technology as well as Universal Pharma. Now what happens there? American Technology will approach, let us say, Bank of America. Okay. Bank of America, and take a loan, because the loan is here, it's available at 8%. So what they will do is they will take a loan at 8% and they will transfer it to Unipharma Incorporation of USA, which is a subsidiary of Universal Pharma Limited. So from Bank of America, they take a 8% loan and transfer it to them. Now let's assume this is a 7-year loan. Okay, 7-year loan. Now Bank of America is giving a loan to American Technology, and they are making a transfer to Unipharma Limited, and there is going to be a back-to-back agreement. What is the back-to-back agreement? Unipharma Limited, okay, is going to return the interest etc. to American Limited, and they are going to give it back to Bank of America. Alright, so Bank of American Technology will borrow and give it to them. At the end of the year, they are going to give the interest here, and that interest is returned. Now similarly, what happens is Universal Pharma Limited might go to an Indian bank, like say something like State Bank of India, and take this loan at 14%, the requirement of 7,50,000. So what they do is they will take it at 14% and immediately enter into an agreement with them and transfer the amount. So at the end of the year, Ameritech Limited in Bombay, what they do is they are going to give interest, or they are going to return interest to the Universal Pharma, which in turn is going to give it off to State Bank of India. Right? So in this case, what is happening is, and I'll assume this also to be a similar loan. Let us say it's also a 7-year loan. So for 7 years, what will happen is the subsidiary in one country is going to hand over a certain amount as the interest etc. to this, and they are going to return it to the banker. At the end of the period, not just the interest, even the principal amount is given to them, and they are going to return it to the banker. So what is happening in this case is they are able to raise the requirement locally, meaning to say American Technology Limited in Bombay had a requirement of 7,50,000 rupees. They are able to raise that. And Unipharma in USA had a requirement of 10,000 USD. They are able to raise that. They are able to raise it in the local currencies. So which means they are trying to avoid something what is called as the currency risk or the exchange risk. Whatever exchange rate risk etc. is there, that is being avoided. Now we may wonder, how will these companies get to know each other, what will happen etc. So to facilitate all this, you will find a bank, what we call as the swap bank. So there is a bank which is called as the swap bank, who is going to act as an agent, who is going to act as an intermediary, and he'll ensure that they get loans in the respective currencies. If you can recollect the definition that I gave in the beginning of this video, that is what it actually means. We are talking about raising the loan in the local or the respective currencies and ensure that you will avoid something called as the risks which is involved in exchange of currency from one country to another. I hope this video is of some help to you. Go through it once again and you will definitely find this concept easy as well as interesting. Please do like, share and subscribe my video. Thank you so much.